show you how to pipe the swirl rose, the easy swirl rose, and a trio of swirl roses. So we pop them to one side. So the piping tips I'm actually going to use is the 1M, which is this piping tip. A lot of people use the 2D, but I like to use the 1M for my swirl roses. And we need a 352 leaf tip, which is like a bird's beak, as you can see. And we've also got a couple on there, but that's just for my purpose for changing tips. And then we'll also need a 24 star nozzle, which is this one. It's just a tiny little star-shaped nozzle. The colours I use is Pro Gel Olive Green, and that's what I make my leaves with. I do all my leaves with that. And then I also used a Pro Gel Pink. I do like to use the Pro Gel colours, but I also like to use, if you haven't got Pro Gels, Sugar Flair is another good brand to use. So first of all, we're going to take our cupcake and we're going to flat ice it. So the cupcake I use, normally I pipe onto frozen cupcakes. So this is actually come out the freezer. So we'll take our buttercream and we'll flat ice the top. And that just gives a crumb coat. It's like if you're crumb coating a large cake, it just stops any bits getting into your piping tip. So we'll flat ice that nice on the top, nice and smooth. Plus it puts the colour in underneath the flower, so you can't see the cupcake once it's been like so. That's flat iced. And then we'll do the same with the other one. So it's frozen cupcakes and we flat ice them. I'll just put those two out of the way. You don't need a lot on your knife or spatula, just enough to cover the top. Plus it helps the adhesion of the buttercream and it stops your flowers from falling off. Cover that nicely, probably put a bit more on that. This is very simple and it's lovely in your bouquets, and if you're just doing classic bouquets, it's great if you've got like events for Mother's Day. You can incorporate these roses into it, so you don't have to be piping lots of the other big roses or statement flowers, as we call them. So we fill our piping bag. We've got our 1M. Now what we need to do is we just let the buttercream fall, as you can see. So I'm just resting it. I've not put the tip down onto the cupcake, and we start to move around and we just gently take it round all the way round to the edge, and there's your rose. And we'll stop, tighten the bag, and we'll do our 3. Pop that one to one side. So we're going to put one here, and the same again. And just don't actually put the tip onto the cupcake, just as the buttercream's coming out. As you can see, I've hardly got anything touching, so you give it a gentle squeeze, start to go round with your hand and pull off, and there's one. And same again, gentle squeeze, round and pull off. Stop, tighten your bag. So it's a gentle squeeze, just so the buttercream starts touching the cupcake and not the actual piping tip, and pull off. And there you go, there you have your three little roses and your one big one. So we'll just pop that to one side. Now we'll take our 352, and just to give this a little bit of character, we're going to pipe some leaves on the end here, on this end of the swirl. So have it so it's like a bird's beak. Don't put it that way, put it that way so it's pointing, so the point is coming off, and make sure your bag is tight because it helps with the flow of the buttercream. Just pop that on one side. So we just want to put like a few little leaves here, so you just gently squeeze and pull off, connect, gently squeeze and pull off. Turn your cupcake and not your hand with the and gently squeeze and pull off. And then you've got 3 little leaves on the end there, so it looks like that. Now with this one, because obviously we've got gaps, I'll just pop that to one side. We've got little gaps, so what we're going to do is, in these gaps, is going to put the leaves in the gaps here. So we connect with the cupcake and squeeze and pull off, squeeze and pull off, and again this side, squeeze and pull off. Make sure you connect onto the cupcake with your piping tip. So as you can see, I've put my piping tip down, squeeze and pull off, squeeze and pull off. Now, and what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to put a couple of little leaves here. So squeeze and pull off, squeeze and pull off, and probably put another one there. There we go. So there you've got your little leaves on it, so it's filled in those gaps to make it look pretty. So it's all the cupcake is covered, like so. So now what we're going to do is we're going to take our number 24, start it. Now as I just showed you, I had a coupler in my piping bag, and that's mainly for me changing the tips. Now this is quite a good little thing. It saves you using lots of tips. So, but to put one of these in, you just, there's the coupler, and then you've got your little screw bit. So that's the actual coupler itself. So you put an hole on the end of the bag, and you want the coupler to come just about there on the edge of the, you want to cut it so it's not, don't cut it so it's so far down here else it'll pop out. Cut it so it's over these the screw threads, and then that just pops into the bag like so. And then all you do is you get your piping tip, pop it on the end, get your little the screw part, and just screw it on. And that's brilliant for if you're changing over, so sort of like if you're going to be using like little stamens or something like that in white, then you can actually change that piping tip. You just take that off and change it if you're using the same colour and the same size piping tip. I'm going to fill this up with some white. So I'll take some white buttercream. Normally you just put it over a bag, but I'm just going to pop it in like this. So if you just put the mountain like that and pull off, push down, and then you have it, and there's your piping bag. It's nice and full, and like I said, you can interchange tips now with that one. So now what we're going to do is going to take our little cupcakes back, our mini swirl roses, and we're going to pop some, like, it's like baby's breath, little blossom. It just gives a bit more effectiveness. So here we just do a gentle squeeze and pull off. You don't need to squeeze too hard. And the same there, and the same there, and the same there. It just gives a little bit of effect onto you. Put as many as you want on if you want, but I've just done that. That's it. Just gives that effectiveness on the cupcake. And then the same with the large swirl rose. So we're going to pop one there, and I might just stick another one there. on there, either side. So there you go, there's your swirl rose and your mini trio of swirl roses. Thank you for watching.